Hi, how's it going?
Hey, rock and roll, my friend. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great, and even better now that I get to talk to you and be able to promote the brand new Vicious Rumors album that's going to be coming out at the end of August.
Man, thank you so much, man. It's great to be on the air with you, and great to talk with you about it, man. I was really excited about this Concussion Protocol album, man. Things are just blowing up for us.
Oh, and I'm glad to hear it too. I've gotten to check out the album a lot thanks to getting the promo, and I gotta say, this is some of the finest work that Vicious Rumors has done in quite some time.
Thank you very much, man. We worked really hard on it, and it just feels right, you know?
Oh yeah, it definitely feels that way too. So what went into the writing process this time around?
Well, Nick and Dylan have been in the band. The band lineup's been together about 3 years now, and we've, really established a chemistry together. So we wanted to do everything together like a team, man. So we had the guys. We rented a house in the Netherlands and wrote songs together after doing some tour dates in 2015. Then I came back to California and I made a demo of all the work we had worked on together, and we fine-tuned it from there. And then had Nick and Dylan come to California, and we recorded the album together at Juan's studio, at Trident Studios of Juan Arteaga, who's been Machine Head and Ted Nugent, Night Ranger, Testament, Vicious Rumors for many years. So it was just a great team effort, and of course, I lead the way, but I've got an excellent team working with me, and we just wanted to just operate and run the band on fire and passion, and just kick ass and just do our thing the way we do it, and that's what we did. Concussion Protocol is the result.
Yeah, and I definitely hear it. I mean, the more that I listen to it, the more that I can hear all the intricate parts that are going into it, all the layers that's going in there. And it just feels so refreshing to hear that in 2016.
Oh man, it's so, just to hear like a metal expert like yourself say that, man, is like exactly what our goal was. So I just thank you for listening, and and thank you for getting the word out, because in this day and age, we certainly are one of the last of our kind, but we're trying to do it on the highest level possible. And when I say that Vicious Rumors runs on fire and passion, that's exactly what we poured into this album. That's exactly what we're going to pour into every show. And after 37 years, there's no end in sight.
I'm glad to hear that, and I can just tell by the way that you're talking about it how proud you are of the way the band is right now, and I love hearing that too, because I've done so many interviews where it feels like the band's not even interested in the new album that they're putting out, but I can definitely tell all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this album this time around, and I'm so happy to hear that you're so excited for it, just like I know everyone will be when the album comes out.
Really appreciate that, man. If you're not, this is a hard business, man. This is a hard, unfair, cold at times, real cut and dried cutthroat. This is not an easy or pretty business, man. And you have to love what you do. And if you don't, then you're really not getting. I don't know how anyone would stay in it, certainly as long as we have, if you didn't really love it. And that, I think, comes across in our show and our albums. And we're just, we've always had something to look forward to, and the combination that we have now is just, it's as special as any combination we've ever had. And, of course, we have some classic albums in the Carl Albert days that are, he was an amazing person and an amazing singer, and it'll always be a special time. But, that was 25 years ago, man. And, we're living we're living for today. We respect our past, but we're moving forward together. And, and I got a bunch of really driven, talented guys, man. And, it's an exciting time for Vicious Rumors, as exciting as it's ever been. And, on my side, there's no regrets. There's no apologies. There's no excuses. It's just heavy metal.
Well, that's definitely the great way to look about it. And besides everything that's happened in the past, any trials and tribulations, any high points or low points, it all led you to where you are right now. And if I do say so myself, again, the brand new album is just fantastic. I love what you're doing this time around, the diversity that's going on, all the peaks and valleys, the heavy, the melodicness, everything that's going on there. When did you realize that this was a special combination with the lineup this time around?
I'll tell you, it happened really quickly, because we had never intended on having this sort of international lineup. it was always, you know, we've always been in a West Coast American band, and you know, in your initial mindset, you don't really think like, wow, what if I had guys from all over the world? You know, I mean, it just makes everything you do harder. But you know, the bottom line, my friend, is chemistry in the band. When you have a great chemistry, that is number one thing that makes a band special, unique, or something, a band that people want to see and lock onto. And with Nick on vocals and Dylan on the bass, my young band members from Europe, you know, Larry and I and Thane, we've all grown up together in the Bay Area. We're all the same age. You know, we never thought that we would complete the band with guys from Europe, but we just had an undeniable chemistry with these guys. And, you know, they both initially were just filling in. While certain people couldn't make it, but after like one or two performances, I'm pretty sure after like the first gig I did with each one of them, I invited them to be permanent band members. And it's you know, it's a little bit more logistics, it's a little bit more to work out, but when you got guys that are motivated, talented, driven, responsible, and that together we have a special combination, so it makes it all worthwhile, man. It's a little harder, but the one thing I like about it is it makes everything we do a big deal and something special, and that's the way I want to keep it.
That is such a great way to look at it too. I mean, that's one thing that is really good, especially in the internet days, is you're able to have more of a connection with people from around the world. So being able to have band members in Europe, you're able to connect with them through the internet and send them files that way if they can't always make it out here to America, or you can't always make it out to Europe, and still being able to keep that connection going and working on the songwriting and getting everything down to when you eventually go into the studio.
You know, that's for sure, man. And we certainly take advantage of those, you know, modern technologies. And at the same time, we also didn't want to completely just rely on that. So, I mean, it would have been a lot easier for us just to write songs and send riffs to each other through email, stuff like that. It would have been a lot easier to just have Dylan record his bass and Slovenian send in the bass tracks. But we didn't do it that way. We rented a house in the Netherlands. You know, we got together and we wrote songs together. We still use the internet and still use modern technologies, of course, on regular communication. But when it came to writing and when it came to making the album, the guys came to California. We did the album together. I think you can really hear that in the music. You can hear that we're a band. We might have the whole world in between us and oceans and continents in between us, but we've come together as a group. And that old school approach, I still like to. There's a lot of things about the old school that shouldn't be forgotten. And for us in Vicious Rumors, like, you know, we were working together, and so we use the modern technology, and we also make sure we have enough time together to keep our bond and keep our unity going. And it's been just going great, and we just landed the Dirk Schneider tour. He's doing all the classic Accept songs. We're going to be in Europe from October 31st to December 17th. It's going to be just an amazing tour, and we have big plans for a U.S. tour. I can't tell you what it is just yet because it's not confirmed, but it's going to be a mind-blowing package, and just it's just going to be badass. And we're certainly concentrating on the U.S. market as well as Europe and South America and Asia.
Oh, that is fantastic to hear. And it's just, I love the fact that you are keeping that old school mentality of writing the songs together in person, because I always feel those albums mean so much more than just going through the internet. I mean, of course, that is a great way to keep in contact, like you said, and you can make albums that way, but there's nothing like that personal touch to being able to write music together in the same room. And I'm glad that connection is going to be able to go to full-fledged touring, of course touring with Udo, and then hopefully some great North American touring as well. If that comes anywhere near Minnesota, I will definitely be there.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, I just want to tell you so badly, like, exactly what we're working on, but it's like 90% confirmed. But if all goes well, we'll be on a full U.S. tour this March and April, now on a package that's going to just blow people's minds. Like, it's just a perfect mix. So, but all I can say is please just stay tuned to Vicious Rumors Facebook, viciousrumors.com for all the latest touring information. We're definitely going to be on tour in America.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. I'll be impatiently waiting for that tour announcement. But the way that you're describing it, it's like, yeah, it's just, I got it in my head about how this is going to go down, and I'm very excited just to see that you guys are going back and hitting North America again, because this lineup deserves it. The new album, Concussion Protocol, absolutely deserves as much touring promotion as possible, and I'm just so very happy for you guys.
Thank you very much, man. Really, really appreciate it. You know, for us, it's all about the fans, man. And, you know, I appreciate the help we get from the press. I appreciate the help we get from the record company and the industry in general. But the bottom line is the connection from the band to the fans. And that's where we're going to come in big time. And, like, the reaction we've gotten so far has been so incredibly positive. And, you know, it's just getting bigger and bigger. I was just in Europe for 2 months doing a press tour where I went to 7 festivals in a row. I did 60 interviews at the SPV headquarters in Hanover. The response from the album has just been totally sick, and man, we're just gonna come and just take every show with the same attitude. Give the fans everything we got.
Oh, again, it's so awesome to hear that after being around this long and just feeling this fresh and this fired up about what you're doing, and being able to land such prestigious tours, which I know will be announced later, and of course over in Europe as well, touring behind one of the best vocalists in metal. It's so awesome to see the response, not just from me telling you how great the album is, but others agree with me as well, that you guys are just in such an amazing spot right now.
That's just fantastic, man. You know, we've been so fortunate to be able to, you know, follow our dream all these years. So to have it after 37 years, to be putting out records with this much fire and power, and to get this kind of response, like, you know, I'm just so proud that nobody can accuse Vicious Rumors of slowing down over the years. You know, if anything, we're just getting our art fine-tuned even better, and the precision of the metal that we do. You know, it's just it's an honor for us, man. And so the only way to really truly honor that is to give the fans our best every time, and that's what we try to do on every record. And you know, the one thing about us is I don't think any two of our albums really sound the same. We've just tried to be, we've tried to push ourselves to explore some new things, to do what we do best, and to make records that take you somewhere. You know, those were always my favorite albums. That, you know, they pick you up, they drop you down, they swing you around fast, and then they kick your ass again. And that's what we tried to do on Concussion Protocol.
And you have successfully done it, if I say so myself.
Right on, brother.
So when it comes to creating a set list for all the touring, I imagine after being around this long that it's kind of hard to pick which songs that you want to add to the set.
You know, I mean, you know, with 12 studio albums and 17 overall releases, for sure, there's like so much material to pick from. But you know, this time around, and coming through America, we just plan on playing really like the best songs from the first 4 albums, and a bunch of great songs off Concussion Protocol. And of course, like, you know, Murder Ball, I think, has over 100,000 hits on YouTube, so I'm sure we're going to play a couple of songs off the Razorback Killer album. And but basically, you know, we've got a set full of the classic Vicious Rumors songs that Nick is incredible at recreating, and the best of Concussion Protocol. So it's just going to be a badass show. We're putting together a new show, and we want to take the same kind of intensity to our live concerts as we did at this album. So I just can't wait to hit the road again.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see that you guys are going to be on the road and all of this great stuff that's happening. I mean, I can imagine with the new lineup, I mean, if you guys are on as fire as you are in Concussion Protocol, I cannot wait to hear those classic songs done in this lineup.
Oh yeah, man, the guys do an excellent job, and you know, and Nick is probably the guy who recreates the Carl Albert era stuff the most accurately. You know, he has a similar range and a similar timbre to his voice, but at the same time, with him being Dutch and his English being so well, he just has a bit of his own sound that also makes him very unique. And but he really, you know, when he does the Carl Albert era stuff, it's just incredible. Like Like, he really makes it feel like that again. And so we really have the best of both worlds right now, where we can go back to our historic roots and really recreate it on the highest level. And then we can also give you our new, fresh sound on a very high level, too. So it's just, the band has been full of great highs and deep lows. And right now we're riding a very strong high again. And that's just what this kind of life is all about. So hopefully we're just going to keep that high wave going as long as possible.
Oh, and that just makes me so happy to hear that. With Concussion Protocol, is there any songs that particularly stand out to you?
The whole album tells a story of this global asteroid that's coming to planet Earth, and there's nothing that is going to be able to stop it. And it's basically how humanity reacts to the news of the devastation that all of humanity is going to go at one time. So people start questioning religion. People start questioning all the human values of existence. And all of a sudden, money isn't an issue, and social status doesn't matter anymore, because once that thing hits, we're all gone at the same time. So we wrote a real nightmare, lyrically and story-wise. And on the booklet, there's a story that goes with every song. And this is sort of the first album we've done that on. The music was just coming out so powerful that I just wanted to make the lyrics and a story to go with it that was going to be equally as powerful. And that's how we came up with this nightmare. And so in that regard, all the songs are really important on this album because they're part of telling a story. But some of my personal favorites are the first track, Concussion Protocol. I really like Chemical Slave, also the second one, and Victims of the Digital World. This is kind of the first three have this real ability to pull you into the album. Take It or Leave It, I think our latest video single has a real classic Vicious Rumors feel with a little modern edge that I think people could really relate to. And I'm also partial to the very last song, Life for a Life, which is a song that I did all guitars, bass, and vocals for. And it's the sort of the end of the nightmare, and it's before the asteroid hits. And it's a really dark and unusual song for Vicious Rumors. But the whole album takes you on a ride. And so I'm just proud of the work that the whole band did together as a unit, and everybody's individual performances. And of course, working with Juan Ortiaga again was an amazing experience.
So awesome. I was wondering if it was story-based like that, because I just received the promo. I didn't receive the lyrics or any of the photographs that came with it, so I was just picturing in my mind, hearing that these songs feel like they have this kind of story feel to it, and hearing about what the synopsis is from what you just said, that makes the album that much more heavy in that regards of facing your imminent end. And then one of my personal favorites as well was Life for a Life, because it does have that different feel to it that not particularly known for in Vicious Rumors, but it fits so well in context to everything else that's going on in the album.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, it's a real different song that's just, that's the one thing that people are really going to miss out on if they only digitally download it, because SPV made an incredible package. Like, when every CD comes in a digipack form with really cool pictures, the whole booklet that has the lyrics and tells the story. It also comes with a two-sided color poster. So it's like this it's just an incredible package to have in your hands, and like to be able to see the lyrics, the photos, the story. And the same thing with the vinyl. They made vinyl with a double album, 2 blood red vinyl discs, and it also comes with a CD. So I mean, and in the vinyl you also get the lyrics and the story. So I think nowadays, and with modern technology, when you just download the music, of course that's the bottom line of any band is the music, and so you get 75% of the impact the band is trying to share with you, the audience. But if you get the CD and you get the LP, then you get 100% of the impact. So that's, in that regard, I hope that people will in fact want to go and order the CD and the vinyl, because SPV made an incredible package. We put together artwork and a story and lyrics, and the whole thing is just really a cohesive package. And I hope people won't miss out on the whole inner story and everything else. And we just wanted to make it the most wicked, horrifying nightmare that has no happy ending.
And that's exactly why I'm going to be picking it up on August 26th. as much as I love receiving promos ahead of time and being able to promote my favorite bands and talk to some of my favorite musicians, just like this interview, for example, I love being able to have the physical product as well, to be able to read the booklet, read the lyrics, imagine the music along with it, and just being able to have that full experience, just like you were talking about.
Absolutely, my friend. That's great to hear. That someone like yourself who already gets the stuff anyway would still go out and get it, man. That's because the music's really in your heart and you're a true metalhead, not just some fake-ass journalist. So more power to you.
Oh, thank you. I definitely strive for that. Next week will be my 5th year doing this as that drummer guy, being able to promote the bands that I truly do care about, not looking for clickbait articles, not looking to do smear campaigns. I just want to go out there and promote what I love and hope other people will enjoy it as well, and that's exactly what I want for Vicious Rumors as well, with the new album Concussion Protocol coming out August 26th.
Hey, man, we're proud to be with you, my friend, and August 26th is the release date. The ball's been rolling for 4 months of pre-promotion, and man, we're gonna hit the ground running.
And no one deserves it more than you guys. With the legacy that the Vicious Rumors has had, this is such a strong album to be coming back after a few years and just kick everybody's ass coming up in Europe and coming up in North America.
Hell yes. Hell yes. We're gonna do this, man. It's pretty damn exciting, man. Well, we sure appreciate your support and your readers, to the metalheads out there. I just want to say that we're coming, and we're coming to do it on the highest level possible. I hope you come out and see us, come up and say hello to us when you see us in person. We're not the kind of band that's hard to meet or stay away from our fans. In fact, it's just the opposite. We love to meet our fans. We love to talk to people. And we're going to give you a heavy metal night, one that you'll never forget.